The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Gotten an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well. Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in. Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
I'm Matt Kibbe, the current student body president here at Adrian College. I chose AC because the campus simply feels like home. Everywhere I go, I know the amenities are there to help me succeed and get to the next level in my career. If you want to see what Adrian College has to offer, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College has dozens of athletics programs, and winning is a staple on our campus. We have the culture of winning in and out of the classroom. This is a place where young men and women grow into professionals for life. Are you interested in learning more about the Bulldog experience? Visit adrianbulldogs.com and the Recruit Me tab to be recruited to play your sport of choice today. If you have what it takes, you could be a Bulldog in no time.
Adrian College Television would like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Carlton Lodge of Adrian. Carlton Lodge is sponsoring all ACTV broadcasts during the 2021 to 2022 school year. Located at 1629 West Maumee in Adrian, Carlton Lodge offers comfortable rooms and suites at affordable rates. There's also a heated indoor and outdoor pool, along with a 24-hour fitness center. Thank you for the continued support toward Adrian College Television.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent in accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Arrington Ice Arena as we get set to drop the puck for tonight's ACHA Division I matchup between the visiting Ohio University Bobcats and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Herman, here to bring you the play-by-play coverage for tonight's contest. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a doozy for you. Two top 10 ranked teams here in the Division I of ACHA. Number 3, Adrian College Bulldogs, and the number 7, Ohio Bobcats. It's going to be a rowdy one as we get set to drop the puck. Sebastian Smith, Sam Spate, and Dylan Gajewski is the first pair out for the Bulldogs. And the other way, it's Aiden Greco, Jack Glenn, and Hollander Thompson to oppose them on the offensive line. Off to the races we go, and we start play. A hard shot was taken and rattled off the outside of the goal cage. This is picked up top, moved to Greco. Chipped through neutral ice. Spate holding on to it, turned it over for Turner. Didn't have enough time to gain the zone, so he had to dump that in. DeContier just barely missed it on the glove side. Restarting and head manning the rush. This is sent up for Gajewski. Up for Thornton, who comes off of the blue line. Smith tried to take a shot, but that was poke checked away from him. Here's Schmizzy. Long saucer pass. Cruz couldn't fully glove it down. Cruz gets bumped off that puck. There's a saucer moving over along the near side boards. Backhanded up. That's moved over for Tommy Klopfer. He starts play. Closer to his goal line, a long bounce pass intended for Schmizzy. Was intercepted and dumped back in by DeGiulio. Once more, here's turned over. Smith with an early chance. He tried to walk down and took a tumble. And it's going to be Max Carlingzing on the stop for his first of the night. Obviously, for the Bobcats in net here, junior goaltender Max Carlingzing had a strong season up to this point for his Ohio squad. And down at the other end of the ice, it's Noah DeContier, one of the top goaltenders here in the ACHA Division I. Here's Mott looking up top for a shot. It was blocked, hit off the skate of Ryan Higgins. Higgins once more with it, sends it over. Here's Saka. A high shot was tipped and it sailed into the netting. Will halt for a whistle. A lot of interesting stats to pay attention to here in this contest. Obviously, last season, in the regular season, these two teams did not have a chance to meet. Coming into the game, the Bobcats won 5-0 to the Bulldogs 5-1-0. So a strong record here for the home team. And two of those top 10 teams here in Division I. This is moved up. DeGiulio on the right side, jackknifed away from him by Higgins. Good defensive play by him. Wells turns up, sends it around the kick plate, rattles around. Hatcher is up top towards his blue line to stop it. Turned over, Turner once more. He moves that over, that's for Leonard. Tried to take a shot, but it was muffed up. DeContier with the hold. As we'll stop once more for a whistle. 17:47 here at Arrington Ice Arena. Draw is going to be taken far side to the left. Offensive zone for the Bobcats. It's tied up in one back by Clement. Picking it up there is Thornton. Tried to send it up. He's a little too far ahead of Hatcher. He gets it once more, able to successfully dump it in on the backhand. Leonard sends it the length of the ice. Arm up on the play. Will halt just for a whistle. Only one shot on goal so far. Obviously that being against Noah DeContier. I thought they were going to count one earlier against Carlingzig, but they decided not to put it up on the shot clock. Ethan Clemens up in the draw. He's opposed by Nick Ventura, the sophomore from South Carolina. Dakota Bond walks in, takes a shot, rings the iron. It wouldn't go. Cruz tried to wind up for the slap shot. Here's Cruz once more, backpedaling in his own zone. Up for Clayman. Tipped out of the way, walking down is Fife. He had it stripped away from him. Team still trying to figure out their offensive zone entries. This is moved over, sent down low. Handled by Cruz, and he's taken down. No arm up on the play, so we'll continue on. Here's Overval, one of the alternate captains for this squad, and a tip in front, and a great save by DeContier. Sitting all alone on top of the goal crease, that was Jack Glenn. Spencer Shones took the shot, and Glenn right there to try and tip that. DeContier with the good hold off of his blocker side. Almost squeaked under him, but good positioning from him as he held up for the whistle. Here's a chance in front in the slot. That went a little too far wide to the blocker side. Slashing at it up top was Overval. He couldn't get out. Fanned on the shot there. On the blue line, that was Tommy Klopfer. Here's Fife. Backhanded. Overval wasn't turned the right way. He's tripped up, still no call. Officials letting things go here to try and keep the pace of play consistent. Glenn. This is up for Thompson. They were offside, so they had to touch up and restart. Over the other way, here's the Julio. He's hit hard into the boards. Carlington stopping it on the forehand behind his net. Tip all the way up and into the netting. Once more we'll stop for a whistle. 16 minutes flat here at Arrington Ice Arena. First period of play in this Division I ACHA matchup. As always, we're happy you're tuning in here on ACTV. Like always, my name is Alex Herman with the play-by-play coverage for the evening. Spate was able to tie it up. Nolan will dump it in. Interesting to note, this first line out for the Bulldogs, consisting of Sebastian Smith, Sam Spate, and Dylan Gajewski. As we halt, here's a breakaway, rushing down with the shot that sails high over the crossbar. Ryan Higgins couldn't quite dial in his shot. Gajewski moves it over, Carlington holds. As we were trying to say, the first line out currently for the Bulldogs, Sebastian Smith, Sam Spate, and Dylan Gajewski, leading the league in points as a forward line. They're all within the top 10 of the ACHA Division I. So a line the Ohio coaching staff certainly should be aware of and keep track of as this game progresses. Sam Spate, 10 games played, 8 goals, 11 assists. Gajewski, 12 goals, 5 assists. And Sebastian Smith, 5 goals, 12 assists. You do the math on that one. Here's a left side draw. Spate in it. Not able to cleanly win it back. Bobcats will possess. Down low, it's Higgins, one of the alternate captains. This is over for Saka. He races up the ice with speed. Down the right side, tried to take a shot but lost control. He shoved off the puck. Here's Turner. Pulls up, fires. Contier would have to stop that one on the backhand as it hit off the back of the kick plate. Kept in, but not enough. Felton couldn't fully keep it over from crossing the blue line. Officials staying aware there as we'll halt for an offsides. Face-off won cleanly by the Bobcats. They dump in once more, it'll hit the net. A consistency starting to see with the Bobcats zone entry. Trying to go for that dump and chase method early on here in the first frame. Obviously, these two teams highly skilled, extremely well coached. So trying to figure out how to pick apart each other's strategies, not an easy feat for sure. Julio tipped that up. He backhanded it down low. Carling's out to stop. Arm up on the play. We're getting an interference call. I want to say this is going to go against the Bobcats. Skating to the box is going to be Ryan Leonard, the senior from Wexford, Pennsylvania. And the Bobcats will go on the first power play of the night. Bobcats coming into this game, I should say Bulldogs coming into this game with a 44.83 power play percentage. Here's a shot kicked out. Rebound couldn't be collected. Another chance below the slot. Dakota Bond able to somehow keep it in miraculously on the backhand. Played back for Smith on top of the circle. He moves it over. That wouldn't go. Smith cycling around, puts it down low. Trying to feed it was the Cesare. He's unsuccessful. Dakota Bond going down to two knees, making sure that he kept it in. They continue their offensive pressure. Here's a shot. Carling's with the stick stop. In there in time to keep it in. That was Julio on the effort. Smith back up top for Bond. Moves it over. Smith walking in. That sailed high over the glove side. Swiping at it. Bond not able to keep it in. And we'll stop just for a second. 1:03 left to go in the power play 5-on-4 for the Bulldogs. So a 44.83% power play conversion coming into the game for Adrian, 13 out of 29 on the season. Penalty killing for the Bobcats, 4 for 24 that they've been scored on, that they sit at 83.33%. As a turnover chance to Kanye coming way out with the poke check. Good heads-up awareness from him. Here's Thornton, races down the left side, looking for a lane, blocker to side. This has cleared the length of the ice. DeContier will stop it in his blue paint. Playing it all the way up. Thornton receives it. Moved it over for Spate. Gajewski trailing behind him to try and support. Moved over. Here's Nolan. That shot is a little too high. Spate rims it around. Poked up top. Nolan walking the blue line. Sent it over. Here's Gajewski on the left face-off dot. Penalty about to expire. DeContier tapping the stick to signal his players that we're back to even strength. Saka almost came off the bench too early as Leonard exited the box. Straight out of the sin bin. Here's Leonard. He races up the ice. Here's a shot. In the knee pads there and blocked by Sheldon Nolan. Turned over once more. A bad change for the Bulldogs. Here's a chance. Thornton got it with the stick. Bulldogs running around a little bit. Got to establish their defensive zone presence. Here's Turner. Trying to tip it was Saka. Up top, long shot, kicked out. Nolan on the backhand. Gajewski through his legs, dropped it for Spate. The Buzz-sponsored athlete, Sam Spate, will have to dump it in. Eight goals, 11 assists on the season for a total of 19 points for the alternate captain. This is turned over. Hatcher tried to play for Clayman. Squirting out of the zone. Kent will have to restart. Dumping it all in. A bouncing puck. Carling's unable to play that correctly as he holds in between the 5-hole. Left side draw. Hatcher not able to pull it away. Schmizzy's in neutral ice. He's hit hard by Bond. Ripped around the left side. Karlingzig once more out of the crease to stop it. This is over for Rossi. Now with it is Reeve. Moved over. Clayman spins, leaves it for Hatcher a little too far ahead of the stick. Somehow that pops back towards the blue line, and now with it once more is Rossi. Hit off the back plate, some contact after the whistle. Coming together is Aldridge in front. Getting tangled up with Dakota Bond. Certainly a bigger guy on the Bulldog roster that you definitely don't want to mess with. Pushed over and one back. Bulldog possession. 11 minutes left to go here in the first period. Nathaniel Mott pushes that behind the cage. Going to stop it there was Armstrong. He has it once more, walks the top of the dots. Mott with a shot that hit off the backside of Fife. In the slot, Armstrong couldn't hold on to it to try and rip one. McLaughlin, long drive from out top. Fife hoping he could have got a tip on it, but he couldn't. Thompson will have to send it down low. This is turned over. Higgins, he moves it. With it now once more is Felton. Contier on the backhand, stops it, leaving it for Mott. Both goalies doing a good job so far of making sure that they're behind the play touch-ups are solid and the way they should be done. That one is scary at the last second. Karligzig didn't see DeGiulio coming from his backside. Thought we were getting an offsides call, but it's being signaled as a hand pass. So a stop under the halfway point. Score still knotted 0-0. 9:58 left to go here in the first period. DeGiulio and Rossi both jumped at the draw. One back. Once more, Karligzig stops it, puts it in the feet of Felton, but he held on. Thornton. Quick stop pass. Over for DeGiulio. Smith soccer kick. Taken out of the way by Wells as he's hit hard into the glass by DeGiulio. Some good body contact there. All legal, of course. Wells diagonally up. Coming together with Gajewski. Will stop once more for an offsides call this time. Just about 30 seconds later. Both of these teams having extremely successful seasons thus far. Bulldogs coming into the game 10-0-1. Their only loss coming against Liberty in a shootout. As turning up with it is Spate, trying to move it over. He's tripped up, arm up on the play, and once more we're going to get a whistle for a penalty. Unhappy with the decision is Luke Reeve as he'll head to the box. 2 minutes for a trip. Before we were interrupted, we're going to talk about records for both these teams. Obviously, Bulldogs 10-0-1, losing only to Liberty in a shootout. Ohio 7-1-0. So 3 games short on games played against the Bulldogs. But very similar starts for these two clubs. Bulldogs coming off a big weekend against the University of Oakland. And as well, their bigger win against the University of Arizona, 5-1 in regulation. That was last weekend on Saturday. This is cycled up top, 5-on-4 for the Bulldogs for the next minute 49. As it's cleared, as precious seconds being shaved off to try and get it back to 5-on-5 for the Bobcats. It's turned up. Miscalculation on the pass. It was a little bit too far of the receiver. DeGiulio on his own blue line. Sent it up for Fife. Wrapped around down low. Smith going to pressure in. Connor Smith, of course. Brother being Sebastian Smith. Here's a shot. Karligzig with the hold. Both of these teams with great successful power plays as well as penalty kills. The Bulldogs were unsuccessful in their first attempt. Nolan lost that dump in his feet, so Wells will pick it up. He tried to take a shot, and swatting at it, getting a piece of it, was Nolan. Good follow-up from him after the quick mistake. Smith over for Captain Sheldon Nolan. He comes down Main Street, now puts it to the right side. Smith hit hard into the boards. Bulldogs uncharacteristically not able to set up as quickly as they're normally able to. Gajewski moves down with a shot and shouldering it up into the netting. A good stop from Karligzig, his 9th of the night. Only 35 seconds left on the second PP attempt here for Adrian. Bobcats killed off the first one. It's cleared once more, met with a response from the bench. Turning up is Smith. Horizontally over. Nolan on sides. He softly dumps it into the right corner. Being pushed hard by Felton, it's tied up along the kick plate. Behind the net, jackknifed away. Here's Thornton coming away with it. Once more, he's sent into the boards. Bobcats showing the aggression here. Kill off their second penalty of the night consecutively against a very strong special unit from the Bulldogs. Still deadlocked. Bobcats move it up. Schmizzy played it off the boards, and it was taken away by Hatcher. Pressed back along the way. Dumped in towards the left side. That came off the stick of Jammer. Turned over. Man in the slot. Hatcher with the shot. Waffle boarded away. Dakota Bond. A nice hit there by Schmizzy. A hard hit. Dakota Bond sending it on Schmizzy. Schmizzy laboring around a little bit. He finally gets off the ice for a change. Obviously hope he's okay. Turned up the way. Clayman not enough speed to beat the offsides and will hold for the icing. Will catch the hit here in a second, I believe. Kahn played it in. Looked pretty seamless to me. Not a lot to it. Kind of just laid the shoulder down. Schmizzy may have just gotten caught with a hit he wasn't fully expecting on the reversal. Saka being opposed by Ethan Clayman, one of the new freshmen for the Bulldogs squad. Wrapped around the way. Official had to get away and jump to make sure he wasn't getting hit. Played it down low with Shans. Clayman on possession once more. One-handed. Sent up for Hatcher with some speed if he can hurry. Dangles in, looks towards the net, but ran out of space. Turned over. Overval in the slot, a little too far ahead of him. Mott with a shot. Once more shouldered by Karligzig. Higgins able to clear the zone. Picking it up as Wells. A swipe by McLaughlin, unsuccessful. DeContier will play it back to him, though. Stretch pass up, able to be kept in. Greco. Try to put it in. Once more, DeContier will have to come behind the net and stop the dumping. Up ice. McLaughlin intended it over for Fife. Here's a hard slap shot, gloved and saved by DeContier. On his angle on that shot, saw it the entire way. A rocket came from Sam Turner, one of the seniors and captains for the Bobcats. Glenn wins the draw back, but it popped over the blue line. Took a weird bounce. Just fluttered out of the reach. Overval swiped at it. Not close to the red line, so once more we'll stop for an icing call. Last game that the Bobcats played was a 4-2 win coming against Maryville University, another strong ranked opponent here in the ACHA Division I. A score of 4-2 last weekend, so Bobcats certainly riding high off of that W. They dropped the game right before that, also against Maryville. It was a 4-6 loss, so they're able to split the weekend with their opponents. There's a wraparound chance. Good stop there. Turner gloved it down and played it. Armstrong and Fife came together. Wrapped around. Under the goal line. Here's a chance in front. DeContier didn't see it. Thankfully, it wasn't in harm's way. Played over for Ventura. On the forehand is DeContier. Almost played it, but he left it for Nolan as it's sent over. McLaughlin had it. Smith up for DiGiulio. Foot race between DiGiulio and Rossi. Rossi comes away with the W. He races down with speed. Motoring on is pushed off the puck. Nolan will play it. Bounce pass under the goal line. Up the way is to Cesare. Little too far. No touch up there. We'll get an icing. Not a whole lot of shooting here in the first 17 minutes of play between these two clubs. Obviously, a lot of talent on both sides of the benches. Very knowledgeable coaching staff to add as that as well. 10 shots for the Bulldogs, 5 for the Bobcats. And another one snapped on is snatched out of the way by DeContier. Draw one back cleanly by De Cesare. Beat Saka on the draw. A backhander fluttered over the blue line. Shones stops and plays it up diagonally. This is over for Wells. Tipped off his stick. Finds its way to Nolan. Now one touch pass for Smith. Up for DiGiulio. Karligzig softly plays it to the right corner. Tied up. Here's a chance in front. It was lost in translation. Thornton walks the line. Over. Smith with a shot and a good glove save by Max Karligzig. Difficult to decipher from up here. Obviously along the way, the Wow Cafe, Wingery, and Eatery. Always a good spot to watch a Bulldog hockey game. Not always as easy if you're on the opposing bench, because you have some passionate Adrian College hockey fans sitting above you, making sure that they have their voices heard. Continuing on, here's Smith, pressured hard, sent it to the boards. Up top, Cruz, now to Bond, winding up, a good shot block there. Came off of the shoulder of Thompson. Greco had that stripped away from him. Down low towards the right side. Smith pressured on as Spate comes in for support. Comes away with it. Here's a one-timer. Gajewski was up top on the right face-off circle. Towards the left side. Glenn comes away with it. Bond able to keep it in. Played it off of his glove. Nearing the 2-minute mark. Long shot on. DeContier with the easy hold. Played up for Smith. Along the way in neutral ice, he was tied up. Almost turned over, but it was kept in possession. Long saucer pass. Spate had to pull up. He came off the ice for a change. Here's Reeve. Down center ice. Chipped away from him. Nolan with the extra shove at the end. Hatcher being held up. Squirted out of the zone. Recollected by Rossi. Drafted over for Nolan. Some slat pass hockey here. There's a shot on, too far wide of the blocker. Rossi with the extra attempt. Contier, easy stick stop. Under 60 to go here in the first period at Arrington Ice Arena. Trying to walk through was Higgins. Excuse me, that was Reeve with the stick handle attempt. Turning up is Nolan. Backhanded. Played up. Burke in time to intercept. He's onside, sent it over for Wells, a little bit too far out of his reach. Jamer. Now with it there is Wells, through the legs, backhander. Thornton behind the cage to stop it. Not a whole lot of time left for the Bulldogs to make something happen, but obviously they'll make the attempt. There were offsides. It's touched up, and we'll halt play 17.9 here in the first period. Neutral zone draw. Tied up. Armstrong being pressured. Looked like there was some contact on the bench. Here's a last-second shot, and that may have caught the outside of the goalie pad by Karlingzig. Final seconds tick off, and that's going to do it for the first period of play here at Arrington Ice Arena. 12 shots on goal for the Bulldogs. 8 shots on goal for the Bobcats. No goals, surprisingly, after the first 20 minutes. Certainly interested to see how the rest of this game progresses here on ACTV. After these commercials, Alex Herman will return with Bobcats, Bulldogs at Arrington.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
crosses over, back onto the far side. Rips a shot, she scores!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Adrian, Michigan, here at Arrington Ice Arena on Adrian College's campus. Once again, we return to resume the action in this ACHA Division I matchup between the Ohio University Bobcats and your Adrian College Bulldogs. After 20 minutes of play, we sit at a surprising deadlock, still tied up 0-0. 8 shots on goal for Ohio, 12 shots on goal for the Bulldogs. We saw 2 power plays denied by the PK unit of the Bobcats. Both these teams highly skilled, highly talented, and eager to continue play. Sam Spate out at center ice, faced off against Jack Glenn. Little jumpy to get going, and we move on. Back in their own zone, it's Gajewski. Now picking it up is Felton. Dumped that down low. DeContier had to kick that off of his skate. This is stripped away and lost behind the net. Spate with a little bit of speed. A skyrocket pass down the length of the ice. Turner in time to get there to be awarded the icing call. .1932 on the score clock. Second period here at Arrington. A full packed house to hear these two teams play against each other. Here's a shot, they score! Oh my goodness! Right off the draw, Luke Reeve goes upstairs. Immediately on the faceoff, Luke Reeve gets this in between and puts it over the blocker's shoulder of DeContier. 30 seconds into the second period, the Bobcats lead by 1. First lead of the game being awarded to the visiting Ohio Bobcats. Luke Reeve, the freshman from Kingston, Ontario, recently finished up his junior career with the Aurora Tigers in the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Luke Reeve being the top scorer for the Bobcat squad. Now his 8th goal of the season will sit at a nice 18 points on the year. Another one of those top 10 scorers, similar to the ones we mentioned before in the first period of Sebastian Smith, Sam Spate, and Dylan Gajewski. So a quick turnaround for the Bobcats, showing the offense early on. Here's a loose puck in the slot. It was cleared out of the way. Hatcher with the tip. Burke couldn't play it. Rossi chipped off the glass. Moves towards the right side. Mott stepped up, but didn't have the body whereabout to play it. Jamer off the backboard. Up with it is Clayman. Knifed away from him. Higgins sent down low. Mott will be there in time to get it. He's pressed hard and lost it in the skates. Saka with a no-look backhand. Rossi with a drive. That was blocked in front. Jammer stepping in front. Here's a 2-on-1 if Hatcher can hurry. Loose chance in front. Karlingzig. It was fanned on the shot. Karlingzig had to make the stop with the glove. Unsure what the whistle was for there, but some commotion coming from both sides of the benches. Neutral ice. Face-off won back by the Bobcats. Graco. Move that up. Fife will take it away and play it for Armstrong. Right-handed shot. He walks down the left side. Shoved off the puck there as it's turned over just for a second. Lost in the feet. Overval was in front, frantically tapping his stick, trying to get the attention for the one-timer. This is wrapped around down low. Aldridge, here's a wraparound. Another chance to Contier. Couldn't fully play it. Armstrong, right side, moved it up for Fife. Too far ahead of the stick. Scones there in time to play it. Thornton being pushed hard. Puck is in between his legs. Finally, it's picked up by Smith. Gajewski with the backhand. Spate off of his stick. Nice play from him. Smith walking down the right side with space. He scores! Sebastian Smith evens it up at 1. We'll catch it here on the replay. A great kick play started initially from Spate, and on the short side, Sebastian Smith will tie it up at 1. There is also a player down behind the play, as we'll break just for a second.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more. Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a...
So we're back after that short injury break. Things got tied up at 1 goal apiece. Dylan Gajewski being escorted off the ice. Behind the play, while Smith was on the breakaway attempt fed by Spate, he was hit hard. Looked like there was some head contact. So a discussion will ensue in front of the scorer's box. Higgins and DiGiulio will share their words with the officials. No penalty being called here, so we'll stay 5-on-5 even strength. 16:43 at Arrington. As Rossi was hit real hard by DeCesare. and we continue on. "14 shots in favor of the Bulldogs, 10 shots in favor of the Bobcats. Game tied 1 apiece. Time ticking down, 16:25 here in Adrian. Saka couldn't play it on the backhand. Cruz there in time. DeJulia way up ice. Smith had to stop for it, but Burke intercepted. Just barely to make sure it was onside. Racing back in time was the Cesare. Bond carried it over. Cesare looked for that long shot. Austin Matthews style with a little bit of a toe drag, but he didn't pull the trigger. No man in front. Overval tried to get that slap pass. Rossi being pressured hard. Moved up diagonally. He was kept in. 3-on-2. Here come the Bulldogs. Smith on the forehand, swallowed up by Karlinzig. It'll be Clayman and Glenn in the circular face-off dot. It's tied up, pushed off the glass. Headman it up for Greco. Now to Hatcher. McLaughlin up for Jammer. Dumps it in. It's offsides. Hatcher will have to retreat. Looking for a lane. It's Felton as he steps over the blue line and dumps it in. McLaughlin had his head on a swivel. Almost hit there, but kept himself safe. Turned up ice. DDD pass. Receiving it was Turner. Moved it up for Kent. Hatcher was tripped up. Might have just lost an edge there. But Felton will spin up ice. A soft dump in towards the far side corner. Perpendicular behind the goal crease. Here's a long shot. A big swipe from DeContier as he holds on. Delay on the draw. Finally, puck is dropped. Nolan with the backhand. With it now is Aldridge. Moved it up. Ventura. Fife. All the way up for Armstrong. A little bit too far out of his reach. Overval will pick up. Looking for the shot. Tipped out of the way. Now much more is Saka. Here come the Bobcats, 3-on-2. Play was broken up, and they stepped over the blue line too early. Will stop once more for the offsides. Coming into the game, goals for being heavily favored by the Bulldogs. They've scored 77 goals up to this point in their first 11 games. Bobcats only putting in 41. But more impressively, both of these teams similar goals against numbers. The Bobcats only letting in a total of 15 and 10 for the Bulldogs. So it's very apparent, strong offense and an even stronger defense provided by the goaltenders for both of these squads. And another reason why we stay 1-1 here as we reach the halfway point in the second period. Cruz looking up for Jammer. He'll dump in. It's on net. Stopped by the goalie paddle, and sprawling out there was Karlinzig. This is played up, chipped high off the glass. Stopping there was McLaughlin. Down center ice. Felton, a backhand pass over for Greco, broken up. Here's a chance for the Bulldogs. DeCesare drops it. DeJulio with a shot. That sails high into the netting. Offensive zone draw. Not able to be won by DeJulio. As heading up with it is Scones. Lobbed it down low. Onsides. Played up the right side and a nice hit there behind the net. That was sent on by Thornton. Cesare not able to touch up. Icing is waved off though. Scones turning back towards his goaltender. Finally able to move it up for Aldridge. A wind-up slap shot. Got tipped off the stick of Thornton and sailed high into the netting. Draws one back. Bond. Up ice for Gajewski. He's finally back. Bond pulls up, kick save. Karlinzig. Turned over in the slot. Here's a shot. Klamer couldn't make it go. And Gajewski with a nice turnaround hit of his own. Receives a nice response from the crowd here at Arrington. Gajewski fanned on the one touch. Saka came in to pressure him. Cruz over for Gajewski. This is over for Hatcher along the left side. Klayman will have to open up. A one-timer up top. Rebound. They score! From the back on the attack, it's Dylan Gajewski. He was all alone on the shot once it was picked up on the rebound. The Bulldogs find their way back on the board for the second time in this period. They lead 2-1. .11:36 here at Arrington. Bulldogs looking a little bit happier finally on the bench. Definitely displeased with the start that they had to the period. Luke Reeve obviously got the scoring going just 30 seconds in. And the Bulldogs responding well as normal as things finally going their way. It's tipped out of the air. Arm up. Going to be a penalty being called. Going to the box for a cross check, Aiden Greco. He'll sit down for 2 minutes. Once more, the third attempt, 5-on-4 for the Bulldogs. Were not able to capitalize on their original attempts in the first period. They do have a strong power play percentage coming into the game, 44.83 when they're up a man. So they'll look to try and change their luck here. Pressing on, DeCesare tried to make a heads-up play, but it was out of reach of Fife. So Bond gingerly will stop behind the net, look for his lane, and finally he starts his approach. This is up. Sent along the way, intended for DeCesare. Finally finds his way onto the puck. Up top on the blue line. Here's Fife along the right wall. Bond, long shot in front, kicked out by Karlinzig. Smith along the left side, played up once more. It slipped out of reach by Bond. He's being pressed hard, has to get there in time, and he does. Right behind him is Luke Reeve, the lone goal scorer for the Bobcats. One of the freshmen for the squad coming from Ohio. Fife has to be smart with the puck here. Back once more on the forecheck was Jack Glenn. He turns up with it, tried to dance through. Long pass for Spate. Opens up. Sends it down low. Thornton there to play it. Moves it over. Spate in the slot, looking for one. A shot taken slot. Another chance in front. Bouncing puck, that wouldn't go. Finally able to be covered up. Loose puck in front. Mad scramble. No whistle yet. Finally, we'll calm it down. It looked like Karladzig had the puck, somehow squirted around. And it was an absolute fire drill in the blue paint. Spate kicks it back. Smith up top, long shot, held, rebound, chance in front, they score! A power play goal. Bulldogs up 3-1. The shot came off of the point. It was a weird play. It looked like Karladzig fully read it, made the initial stop, but it was bobbled up and finally found the back of the net as Adrian College takes a 3-1 lead. Bobcats starting to appear as if they're standing a little bit on their heels, being backed up against the wall. They've had some tough opponents so far, and it'll be interesting to see how they'll be coached to play against the high-scoring offense of the Bulldogs for the rest of the game. Here's Higgins with a drive, tipped up out of the air. It was a high stick, and it's whistled down. DeContier made the initial stop. Had to shoulder that. Jammer and Burt coming together after the whistle. Official telling them just to calm down a little bit. No need for the hostilities. Once more with it. It's moved up. Here's a shot taken. Shrugging the shoulder there was DeContier. And looking towards the rafters, Jack Glenn. He had a prime opportunity to put one home to try and get back within one. Bulldogs crawling away finally on the shot totals, now sitting at 24-13 in their favor. Felton and Turner up top for the Bobcats on the blue line. Staggered defensive zone positioning as the draw is won back easily by Overval. That kicked off a stick as Mott finds his way to it. Felton will do a little kickball of his own. The long saucer was tipped out by Glenn. Turned over at center ice. Overval with the dump in. Hits off the top part of the boards, pops up for a second, bounces off the glass and travels under the goal line. Armstrong with the good pressure there, but he wasn't able to turn it over. Here's Felton. Now the other way is Turner. Opens up, walks through a bunch of Bulldogs, and a great stop there on the left side post by DeContier. Armstrong trying to get there in time. He does, able to keep it in. Trying to clear it was Klopfer. This is sent up. Ventura. Moved it over. Wells on his post. Staying strong, and a loose puck in front. DeContier didn't know where it was. Took a funny bounce. DeJulo motors on. Plays it to the corner. Tried to send it back for Thornton. Thought he was holding the blue line a little stronger than he was. But he was just too far out of position to receive the pass. Here's Thornton. Over now, Saka will pick it up. Arm up on the play. DeJulo's gonna get called here. His stick was caught up under the arm of Saka as he'll question the decision on the call. Official promptly saying go to the box. No arguing necessary. And the Bobcats will find their first 5-on-4 opportunity of the night. 7:04 here at Arrington Ice Arena. Power play unit for the Bobcats when they're away, converting 6 out of the 7 times at a nice 85.71%. For a total combined with their away percentage at 63.64. Here's a turnover. Hatcher pulls up, tried to break through. Restarting. Here's Turner. Up for Reeve. Had the first goal early on in the second period. Will look to add another tally to his high-scoring campaign in this 2022-2023 season. Here he is once more along the left side. Reeve walks through, had it stripped away. Dumped down but gloved at neutral ice was Turner. Reeves sent up, falling to the ice was Nolan. Tried to play it while he was regaining his footing. It's kept in at the last second by Aldridge. Here's Reeve. Up top for Turner. A rip was blocked in front by Overall. This is on the right side. Aldridge plays it over. Up top for Turner, waiting for the shot. Now in front of backhander Wells. Thornton there to swat it away. Bobcats holding possession very strong as this shot was taken. Was blocked towards the left side. Felton once more up top. Wells looking for one. That traveled a little too far. Finally able to clear it there with time expiring are the Bulldogs. We're back to even strength. To Julio given the okay to exit the sin bin. Slow-moving power play for the Bobcats. Had a couple shots sent on, but couldn't convert. Here's a long shot. Dakota Bond will block that. Turning up, hitting off the back of Smith. Now played for DeJulio. Recently exit the box. Tried to spin through. Knifed away from him. Tried to kick it up top. Now with it is Greco. Chipped that off the boards. Racing with it is Bond once more. Backhanded over for Cruz, now to Gajewski. Good reverse hit from him as that chips off the glass. Down the length of the ice, Sebastian Smith going to get it. Karladzig fanned on the pass, a scary situation, but finally it was cleared. Good pressure by Gajewski. Cruz got down on one knee, tried to stop it from exiting the zone, but was unsuccessful. Bond, long pass, tried to hit Smith way up at the blue line, but will stop for a whistle on the icing. Draws There's one taken away. Jumping up to get it there was Turner, forcing DeContier to make a stop, looking for a follow-up chance. Shot was dropped off. Felton. Now to Turner, a backhander in the slot, a backhand chance, swatted away, loose puck, it's in the blue paint, shoving for it, will get a whistle. It looked like it may have been pushed in, but I believe DeContier will get the blown whistle just in the nick of time. Draw is finally taken. One back towards the right corner. Was wrapped around. Klayman with his own reverse hit. He stepped up and laid the body on Reeve, who tried to pressure him. Thornton with some pressure of his own. Tension's starting to flare. Here's Turner. Over the blue line, will look for a shot. Finally taken. Held up by DeContier. Some momentary silence here at Arrington. Things calming down just a little bit. The intensity has been up for a good portion of the game. On top, that shot was taken too far wide of the goalpost. Once more. Towards the right side. Now played for Armstrong. Fife. Now for Armstrong. On the backhand, he's able to dump it in. Overval will go to pressure Klopfer. Carlinzig stopped it on the forehand and played it around. Getting a change is Armstrong. Coming to replace him is Gajewski. McLaughlin. Gajewski wrapped it down low. Moved up ice off the stick of Carlinzig. Turned over. Wide side is Spate. He tried to get a pass there from Smith. Here's a chance in front. Making the stop there. It might have hit the outside of the net. Smith couldn't put it home. A big golf swing by Greco. Wouldn't have been a good tee shot for him, as he absolutely fanned on it. Smith, here's a chance in front. Loose puck. Carlinzig diving across the crease as he tried to make the stop, but it was cleared away by a defender. McLaughlin wrapped around down low. He received it right back. Spate stopped it, spun off, made a good play there. Smith will dump that one in. Hits off the end wall. Ventura's pass tried to be collected, but it was too far ahead of him. Will stop once more for an icing. 3-1 is the score here at Arrington Ice Arena. 1:11 left to go in the second frame of regulation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we always thank you for tuning in here on ACTV. It's a pleasure to provide you with the coverage for all Adrian College sporting events, and even better with the hockey. Final minute underway. Played off the glass is Thornton. He'll look for a passer and finds it in Nolan. In the feet of the official, but it was finally taken away. The Cesare, last second breakaway, under a minute, moves in, he scores! Matthew DeCesare, with 47 seconds to go, found a lane, slips it through the 5-hole of Carlinzig, and the Dogs take a 4-1 lead with under 60 in the second period. What a response from Adrian College as they were blindsided with the first 30-second goal in the second, putting up 4 unanswered goals here in the second period. Bobcats with the last second opportunity of their own. Jammer, he's looking for one down the right side, swatted away, and finally played to the boards. Thornton, bounce pass, turning up, Clayman, sent it down low. Felton on the puck first as Higgins will get it up top. 1 second left to go, and that's going to do it. Jamer and Reeve, the 2 number 8s for these respective squads, coming together in neutral ice, exchanging some words, but it calms down and both are escorted back to their own sides. So after 2 minutes of play, we saw an early 30-second goal at the start of the second period. Luke Reeve was able to find the back of the net, beating Noah DeContier, and shot out of a cannon were the Bulldogs. 4 unanswered goals after 40 minutes of play. Here on ACTV, we'll return with more ACHA coverage after this commercial break.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, Character, hard work, grit. Leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds. Got out a last-line shift. Will their team to victory. Hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Arrington Ice Arena as we get set to continue play here in this third period at Adrian College. For those of you just joining us now, once again, my name is Alex Herman. Happy to bring you the play-by-play coverage for the continuation of this contest. The Bulldogs and the Bobcats are the two teams here tonight. We started off the second period even at play. Both of these teams heading into the second frame scoreless. Right off of the bat for the Bobcats, getting the scoring going on, it was Luke Reeve, who's one of the high points getters here for this Ohio squad. Later on down the line, Bulldogs, with as much energy as they could possibly bring, finding the back of the net for 4 unanswered goals. One of those coming under the last 60 seconds of play from the stick of Matt DeCesare. So we'll get set for the puck drop here at center ice. Some noise from both benches. Sebastian Smith had to buckle up his helmet. And we'll buckle up for this third period as play is underway. We start up top on the blue line in neutral ice. Puck is being tipped out of the air. It's picked up by Greco. He shakes on sides. Poking at it is Thornton. Here's a wraparound chance, hitting off the outside. Rebound chance. DeContier had to stay strong there. Turner over for Greco. In the slot, a soft shot kicked aside to DeContier. Down low is Spate. Pushed it over for Smith. Finds it over for Nolan. He'll restart the rush. Thornton shakes through. Couldn't hold on to it. Bond horizontally over D-to-D pass. That was moved for DiGiulio. Up top with it. That's Reeve. Shown with a shot. DiGiulio with the shot block. DeCesare, 4th goal scorer for the Bulldogs. Pass was played through the legs of Higgins as Bond is on sides. Dropped over for DeCesare, but it was too far behind him for it to reach. Smith taking off possession. Higgins will pick up, move it over, 2-on-2. As this finds its way under the goal line. There's a shot on. DeContier had eyes on it. Didn't have to make much of a stop there as it traveled wide. Cruz bouncing it up to Smith. He plays it over for Clayman. Smith will get off the ice for a change. That's moved up top. McLaughlin trying to tip it was Jammer in front. Here's a snapshot. Lost in between the hash marks. Coming the other way. It's Ventura who will tip it down low. Cruz will wrap it up top. Jammer. Up and out of play. As we'll stop for a whistle. 17:42 left to go in the third period. Final regulation period here at Arrington Ice Arena. Bobcats are going to need to do a considerable amount of scoring to try and even things up and potentially take a lead in this game. Obviously, 2 top 10 teams, so it's not out of the question. But when you talk about the Bulldogs, hard to see a lot of teams getting past their defenses. Here's a turnover. In the slot, a shot. Blocked off a skate in front. Behind the play, a hard hit was sent on. I believe that was Jack Glenn on the contact. Kleiman in some pain. Looked like there was some knee-to-knee contact, and that is, in fact, going to be the call. So the Bulldogs will go back 5-on-4. just 3 minutes into the third period. Had some struggles early on, uncharacteristically. They were able to get a power play goal in the second period, though. This is moved up top, in between the hashes. Now pops over. Short-handed, Reeve will try and play it. Here's a shot. It was bobbled up to Cantier with the initial contact, though. To Cesare on one hand. Shoved off just for a second, but found his backhand. Reeve takes it away. He races up. Tried to pull drag through the zone. Turned over once more. Here's a long shot. Wide to the glove side. Felton tried to get the follow-up attempt, but he was bumped off of it by Smith. Here's once more, sailing high over the crossbar. Luke Reeve, an offensive weapon and a great penalty killer at that. Additionally, was able to try and get 2 or 3 shot attempts, even with a man down. Nolan played it up for Smith. He walks through. Now down low, a shot. A great shot block by Rossi. Escaped the zone from Nolan. Gajewski will have to pick it up. Watch out, he's got a heavy snipe. Here's Spate. Tried to play it over. Reeve once more, back out on the ice. Had a quick change just for a breath. Nifty move there, stick to side. Turned his back to the play, even though he was being pushed on. Somehow, miraculously able to get the shot off. Thornton almost had a hard hip check sent in on him by Rossi. But he found some space. This is moved over. Smith will play it off of the glove. Now through center ice. Off the glass, back down low. Here's Clement touching up. We're going to get a whistle as we'll halt for a slashing call. Looks like it's going to be against the Bulldogs. Heading to the box is going to be Sebastian Smith. 2 minutes for slashing. 15-15 here in the third period. So as one penalty expired, one will start. Flip-flopping sides here. The Bobcats will find their way on a 5-on-4 opportunity for the next 2 minutes. Cruz will play that off the glass. Zone is cleared. Karlenzig out to play it. Higgins told him to back off just for a second because he had enough space to get there. Slap shot off the end wall. Wraps to the left side. Kent will play it. Once more over for Higgins. Here's a chance in front. Shot taken. That hit off a skate as it was being released. Once more, Bulldogs will clear. Aldridge moves it up Rice. Reeve with it. Behind the goal crease to Cantier, staying on his post. Right side face-off circle. It's Reeve once more. Now up top is Turner. Walking in. Here's a shot taken. A nice shot block there. Soaking it was Nolan. There's a one-time chance. A field goal was kicked there as it went high. Turner moves it over once more. Reeve with a long drive. That couldn't be tipped. Circling back is Aldridge. Walking in, Turner. Down low. Facing the shot to Cantier with the save. A follow-up chance. That wouldn't go. Up top is Turner. Down low, played off the paddle, finally cleared. And another successful penalty kill is made by the Bulldogs. Scones, left side, It was too far over the blue line. He had a trailing man. We'll have to stop for an offsides. Mott slapped it off the boards, travels the length of the ice. Fife will pick it up. McLaughlin able to keep it in, but just barely. Pushed over, dropped by Wells. Picked up once more. Here's Scones with it. Swatted at it was McLaughlin, cleared it towards the left side. Up top once more. Oh, good reverse hit there made by Wells on McLaughlin as he sends an extra shove. Here's Armstrong, dumps it in. Carlinzig not able to play it off of the stick. It wrapped around too far. Scones, a long bouncer. Had to be held up by DeContier. A quieter start for this third period. We saw a flurry of goals cashed in by the Bulldogs in the late half of the second period. Teams seem to be pulling back just a little bit. Obviously, there is a second game tomorrow, this being down at Byrd Arena on Ohio University's campus. This is in the slot. Fan on the shot. Way too high and into the netting. Stopping for a whistle. Stepping into the zone, Jack Glenn. Mateo DiGiulio. Tied up and won by DiGiulio. Finding its way on the right side. High saucer pass is played over to Cesare. Tried to make the attempt. Once more, too far. Some commotion from the Bulldog bench. We'll stop again for the icing call. Little smirk on the face of Mateo DiGiulio. Took a tumble back towards the blue line near his own bench. Making some eye contact with his teammates. Those who are not in the lineup for tonight, sitting just over to my left. Cruz on the backhand to Smith. He tried to shake in, but he was taken away by Higgins. Couple of slashes from him. Here's Turner. Forked away and played towards the left side. Now up top at the key. Wrapped down low. Spate there on the backhand. Softly plays it. Cruz will tie up. Spate with good support as he comes in to oppose Higgins. Here's a wraparound and stopping it easily on the backhand, and then putting down the bear claw was DeContier. Spate and Saka on the right face-off dot. Appears as if the normal Spate line being split up here just a little bit. On the ice. Finally, they get the change that they wanted, so Sebastian Smith, Dylan Gajewski, and Sam Spate will connect for the forward line of choice. Here's Gajewski in the middle, dances through, picked up by Smith, pulling up, looking for the shot, taking it. Karlenzig with the stop. Gajewski moved it over for Smith. He tried to get the tap in. Through the legs of Thompson. Played over in the slot. Glenn. Rossi. Now to Hastings. Moved it over. Here's Klayman on the right side. Tried to do some dangling of his own. Jammer will find his way to possession. Hatcher taken down, some tumbling and turning. Helmet comes off. We got a little bit of a scrap here. Jammer lost his bucket. And he came together with Ryan Hastings. We'll have to stop just for a second. Obviously, fighting not allowed here in college hockey. Both players in that scrum heading to the box, exchanging some words while they're in the press box. Ryan Hastings for the Bobcats and Justin Jammer for the Bulldogs. So I believe it's just going to be a matching pair of calls here. A short discussion up in front of the press box. Mateo DiGiulio and Ryan Higgins. Offensive zone draw for Adrian. One back. Overval swiped at it. Racing up the ice is Turner. A long shot taken, stopped by DeContier. Thornton with it. Lost it and tripped up. Turned over up top. Here's a one-timer in the slot. Sailed high. DeContier will stop it off of the glass. On the right side, played across. DeContier might have gotten a piece of it. Turner will hold back in his own zone. This is moved over for Reeve. He dangles in, inside out. Nice defensive pressure there. Cruz will have to spin off that hit. Turner tried to hit him with the open ice. Once more, Higgins couldn't hold on to the pass. Smith was tripped up as he crossed over the blue line. Headmanning it up is Felton. Couple of forehands and backhands, and finally sends it down low. McLaughlin getting tied up. Up top here, Klopfer with a shot. Once more at center ice, Klopfer will have to dump in. That went through the skates of McLaughlin. DeContier played it, but it was turned over. Here's Saka walking into the slot. Shot was denied. Here's another chance, kicked off the pad, finally being held. under the 10-minute mark here at Arrington. 7:54 left to go in the third period. Bulldogs still up by 3. They scored 4 unanswered goals in the second period. They're looking to hold on and extend on their lead. Moved back. Up top, keeping it in is Scones. He takes a shot. Ducking out of the way was Greco. Didn't want to get tagged. Here's Sam Spate coming in on the breakaway, walking in, and a stop by Carlin Zig. Shuts the door. Sam Spate recently denied on the breakaway attempt. Will step into the faceoff. Able to win it back for Gajewski. That sailed high over the glove. A heavy drive from just up top on the blue line. Gajewski went down. There's 2 players, both hurt. They came together. As we'll stop just for a second for an injury timeout.
We continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today.
And the slam!
161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Arrington Ice Arena after that brief injury timeout. Bobcat and Bulldog player came together, was in a considerable amount of pain, and obviously had to be escorted off the ice. We hope they're both okay. Once again, here on ACTV, my name is Alex Herman. Very happy to be able to bring you the play-by-play coverage for this ACHA Division I matchup. Bulldogs are still up by 3, 7:22 at Arrington Ice Arena here in beautiful Adrian, Michigan. Some more discussion going on between the officials, potentially discussing penalties that need to be assessed. Hard to read the lips from up here since it's so quiet. But I think we're just going to stay 5-on-5. Doesn't appear if anything is being called. I stand corrected. A 5-minute penalty being assessed. This is going to be a costly one for the Bulldogs. Don't fully know who's going to the box quite as yet. And finally heading to the sin bin Sebastian Smith will have to sit down for the next 5. And a key opportunity here for the Bobcats to try and get back within reach. This is played up top. Aldridge now to Turner. Aldridge with a drive, a flutter puck on top of the circle. Here once more, taken down. A penalty being assessed. And the Bulldogs are going to pay the price. Overval's going to go to the box, and now it's a 5-on-3 for the next 2 minutes, and then will continue as a 5-on-4. Once that penalty expires, obviously because the initial 5-minute call will overlap. This is moved up top and finally cleared. Applause being awarded by the Bulldog faithful. 6:57 left to go in regulation. Bobcats are on a 5-on-3 if you're just turning in now. Walking down with it is Aldridge. Here's a one-time chance. That sailed too high over the net. Once more, Aldridge tried to play it towards the right side. Down low, under the circle, swatted away, finally cleared. A great defensive effort by the Bulldogs. They'll get a personnel change. Only allowed to have 3 on the ice for the next minute and 8 seconds. Here's Turner. Stops up top at the blue line, assessing his options. Will walk down a little closer. Here's a one-timer kicked out. There to collect it was Glenn on the right side. Turner waiting for a shot. Here's one in front. Loose change finally held to Cantier. Timeout being called. Bobcats will elect to halt play just for a second as they look to draw up some strategy, and will return after this quick commercial.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
And after that timeout break, we return back here at Arrington Ice Arena. Bobcats, the visiting team for this ACHA Division I matchup, will still remain on the power play. 5-on-3 for the next 42 seconds. And as that will expire, they'll still have the odd man up for a little bit over 2 minutes after that. Breaking in and dropping it, it's Glenn. Now up top is Aldridge. Plays it over. Reeve. Aldridge with a high drive, and it sails over the crossbar. Bobcats favoring Laker Aldridge, the freshman from Lake Orion, Michigan. A homecoming for him for sure. Similar to the play we see Capitals forward Alex Ovechkin take with the one-timer. Aldridge looking for one to try and bury, except on the right instead of the left. Somehow that was kept in. Thornton tried to make the clear. Reeve got in the way of it, bounced off of his shin pad and stayed in, but finally Thornton was able to push it the other way. Here's Reeve once more, has the only goal, walks in, tried to center one, they score! It was a bouncing puck in front, and finally, the Bobcats getting back on the board. Puts things up at 2. DeContier had the original stop, but on the rebound, it was put home. As we now sit at a 4-2 hockey game with 5:07 left to go in the third period. Bobcats still on the power play for the next 2:35. We're under 5 to play, though. Saka has it up top. Now to Higgins. Opening. This is for Felton. A long shot in the chest of DeContier as he holds. Kept his foot positioning there. Didn't go down in the butterfly. Shots finally evening up. 30 apiece being set both ways to the goaltenders. Obviously, Bulldogs able to capitalize just a couple more times than the Bobcats thus far. But both Noah DeContier and Max Karlinzig have done a great job defending their blue paint. Shifting on the left side. Felton receives the pass and plays it back, give and go. Higgins back to Felton. In the slot. Here's a backhander. Thornton gets it with the kicked out leg. Felton moves it over. Here's a shot. Rebound! That almost went in. Felton once more. Playing the left side. Bobcats looking for their one-timers. Walking it in. Here's a shot. Popped up to DeContier. Swats it out of the air. He'll hold. .131 in the last part of the odd man opportunity. Waning seconds of the third period. That tips off the glass. Finally cleared back down. Karlinzig gingerly stops it on the backhand. Pushes that up for Turner. Forwarding it up ice, it was turned over. Turner once more will have to restart. Somehow it was kept onside. This was moved over, though, for Aldridge. Tied up on the right side wall. Taken away by Overval. Spinning the other way. He sends it down ice. Putting the paddle down on the ground. Once more, Karlinzig. Played up. Here's Aldridge. Rims it around the right side. Thornton couldn't get a hold of it. There's a man in the slot. Turned over. Up for Sam Spade. It was a little too far out of his reach. Karlinzig tried to play it. Spade spinning back under the goal line. A nifty move from him. All the way for Thornton. Soccer breaks loose. He's coming down, racing, and a good stop by DeContier. Somehow kept in. Play is still on sides. Turned over. Spade is tied up. No call. We're back to 5-on-5. Karlinzig gets mixed up with the net as he tried to get back to his crease. Felton, right side, no angle. Shakes around, looks for a receiver. Holds the blue line, takes a shot, saved DeContier. That was way up into the rafters. Hit one of the women's NCHA playoff championship banners. Hanging down here from Arrington Ice Arena. Just 3 seconds under 2 minutes here in regulation. The Bobcats were finally able to get one late in the third. Came off of a power play. They were on 5-on-3 just moments ago. Desperately trying to even things up before regulation concludes. Maude is getting rowdy in the corner. Greco pushed hard by McLaughlin. Up top for Scones, a shot taken. Right in front, getting it off the skate was DeCesare as the Cantier followed up with a blocker save. DeCesare drops that over. DeGiulio moves with speed, looking for one, a little too far wide. Rossi plays it up the left side, wraps it around to Cantier. Good stop from him to break up the play and then chip it off the glass. McLaughlin through the hash marks, up top for Clayman, couldn't play it. Turner, we're under 60 to go in regulation. Curious to see if the Bobcats will try and pull Karlinzig at some point to get the extra attacker. The sail into the netting will stop for a whistle. A late offensive zone draw. Lost by the Bobcats. Hatcher made a nice move. Walks in. What a goal! Oh, and it didn't go! It looked like it crossed the line, but it may have hit the outside of the net. Luke Reeve pushes it for Higgins. He gets it back. Tried to drop it in the slot. Long shot, tipped out of harm's way by Thornton. Time winding down. Final seconds of the game. Reeve tried to play it. Getting it out of the way is Hatcher. And that's gonna do it. The Bulldogs come away with a 4-2 win over Ohio University. A 32-save night for Noah DeContier as he's consistent in the net as ever. Bulldogs scored 4 unanswered goals in the second period and was the only frame they found the back of the net at that matter. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, here from Arrington Ice Arena, we thank you for tuning in to ACTV for this ACHA Division I matchup between the visiting Ohio University Bobcats and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Tomorrow night, Bulldogs will head down to Athens, Ohio to finish off their 2-game series for the weekend. And as always, we thank you for listening and watching from wherever you are and hope you're well. This has been Alex Herman here on ACTV, signing off.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.